Yeah, guys, continue. What are the rules? Rules for acceptance. Rules for acceptance. Write one by one. First one. Acceptance must be unconditional or unqualified. Acceptance must be unconditional or unqualified. Second, acceptance must be given as per the mode prescribed or in usual mode Next, acceptance must be given before the lapse of time. Acceptance must be given before the lapse of time or continue within the reasonable time Next, it may be given by, it means acceptance. It may be given by offering. It may be given by offering. Next. Sorry, I repeat. It must be given by offering, not may. It must be given by offering. Must. It must be given by offering. Next. It may be given by any person. It may be given by any person. Next. Acceptance must be communicated. Acceptance must be communicated. Acceptance must be communicated. Write one case there. Bodgan versus Metropolitan Railway Company. Bodgan versus Metropolitan Railway Company. Bodgan versus Metropolitan Railway Company. Next. Acceptance must not be precedent to the offer. Acceptance must not be precedent to offer. Acceptance must not be precedent to the offer. Next. Mere silence is not acceptance. Mere, M-E-R-E. Mere silence, S-I-L-E-N-C-E. Mere silence is not acceptance. That's all. Now see one by one, guys. X and Y. X agrees with Y. I will sell my Maruti car for 1 lakh. Pay money. Take the delivery of the car. Y said, done. Accepted. He paid the money, took the delivery of the car. Here, Y's acceptance is unconditional. What is the meaning of unconditional? Acceptance is given according to offerer's offer. What he said, offerer, pay money, take the car. He paid the money. Your acceptance is unconditional. Means according to my offer, you have paid the money. What is conditional then? X said, pay 1 lakh, take the car. Y said, here is the 85,000, balance amount I will pay tomorrow. Acceptance is there, but conditional. What I said, pay 1 lakh, but he is paying only 85,000. Your acceptance is called conditional. That's why remember, if acceptance is given according to offerer's offer, that is called unconditional. If any conditions were made, conditional. Conditional acceptance is always invalid. One more example. See the first rule. Acceptance must be unconditional. That point I am explaining. One more example. X agrees with Y. Mr. Y, I will sell my Himayatnagar house for 10 crores. But we have to pay 8 crores in cash. The remaining 2 crores give me 1st November 2023 check. I give some 3 months time, no problem. Remember, offer can be conditional. Acceptance cannot be conditional. Offer can be conditional. Always keep this word. Offer can be conditional. Here is a conditional offer. What he said, I will sell my Himayatnagar house. But what was the condition? Pay 8 crores in cash. I want 2 crores post-dated check. Other person said, yes. Here is the cash. Here is the check. His acceptance is unconditional. You have given acceptance according to my offer. Understanding? Then what is conditional? Other person said, here is the cash 8 crores. For balance amount I am giving 1st December 2023 check. What was the offer? 1st November check. He was given 1st December check. Your acceptance is conditional. Are you sensing the meaning what I am trying? That's why remember, offer may be conditional, but acceptance cannot be conditional. One has to give acceptance according to offerer's offer. Whatever I said, you do it. Done? Then I used one word there, verify. Acceptance can be unconditional or unqualified. What is unqualified? Both are synonymous words. For example, tomorrow you become the qualified CA, CMA or CS. You are a CMA. You are a qualified CMA. You have done the cost audit. After audit is completed, we have to submit one report that is called cost auditor's report. Audit report you have to give. The audit report may be modified report, unmodified report. Two types of latter part you learn it when you come to intermediate. I am giving an outline. Modified report, unmodified report. This unmodified report also called unqualified report. These modified reports are further classified into 3. One as a qualified report, adverse report, disclaimers opinion. Disclaimers report. As an auditor, I can give a report. My report may be either qualified, unqualified, adverse report, disclaimers report. 4 types of reports. Only one I have to give. What is unqualified? Unqualified means unconditional, clean sheet. What does it mean? According to voucher, 100 ACs are purchased. Payment also made. First we do vouching. Voucher, posting. Voucher, posting. We have to check the vouching. Vouching is correct. Then auditor has to go for physical verification of the property. He has to go for physical verification. Means he has to count. When assistants counted, they found only 85 ACs. How many purchased? 100. As per voucher. Payment also made. Physically, how many are there? 85. How many deficit? 15. Now they have to give a clarification on this. Right? They gave the clarification, but auditor was not satisfied. Will he give a clean sheet? What he will write? Voucher number so and so, dated so and so, 100 ACs were purchased. Okay? Out of that, 85 ACs were physically visible, 15 ACs were untraceable. Subject to clarification for this 15 ACs, I am giving this report. For 15 ACs, if clarification is there is no fraud. For 15 ACs, if there is no clarification, which means 15 ACs amount fraud is there in this company. I am giving a qualified opinion. Qualified means conditional, subject to clarification. Unqualified means clean sheet. Nothing to object. According to voucher, everything is available. I have no suspicious transaction. All clarifications, explanations were satisfactory. I will give the clean sheet. Hey, nothing is there in this company. If I am not satisfied, I give the qualified. Why I am telling all this means, outside people say, hey, I am qualified. Means pass. I am unqualified. Means failed. Student always get a doubt. Why this word unqualified has come here? The word unqualified they have taken from auditing. If you know this meaning, then you are able to understand the sentence. Otherwise, always generalized meaning will come. Hey, interview I am qualified, people say. Interview I was not qualified. People say, no. Civil mains interview I was not qualified. People speak this language. Qualified, unqualified. What does it mean? Here unqualified means audit point of view. Unqualified means unconditional. Qualified means conditional. So time being, we remember when you come to intermediate group 2 auditing subject is there, then you can get a better clarity on these lines. Fine. Okay. So first one is acceptance must be unconditional or unqualified. In simple, you have to give your acceptance according to offerers the offer. Don't make any conditions. Right? Second point. Acceptance must be given as per the mode prescribed. Mode of acceptance. What is mode of acceptance? Mode of acceptance may be give your acceptance through fax, email, post, courier service, otherwise in person. You have to come, give your acceptance through in person. Previously we have a telegrams. Telegrams were there earlier. So if a mode is prescribed, follow the mode. Acceptance must be given as per the mode given. If a mode already prescribed, follow. For example, X agrees with Y. Mr. Y, I will sell my Maruti car for 1 lakh. Give your acceptance through speed post. What is the mode of acceptance? Speed post. Y gave acceptance through ordinary post. When mode is there, what was the mode? Acceptance through speed post. This fellow gave acceptance through ordinary post. Will X accept it? No. When mode is given, follow the mode. CA students, I think all of you know, CA students has to write examination with only black ink. Only black ink. Other than that, you can't. Either black ink or black ballpoint pen. Mustn't. One student wrote exam with all colors except black because Pandit said, don't use black. Believing the Pandit, this fellow wrote exam. All passed, this fellow failed. He filed a case. How is that? I am expecting a rank. How could I fail? What ICA people say? We gave the direction. Write exam with only black ink. Since the instruction was not followed, your paper was not corrected. Next November exams are there. All the best. But don't fail to write black ink. When mode is there, follow the mode. When mode is not there, usual mode. When mode is prescribed, we have to follow. For example, here, X said, I will sell, but give your acceptance through speed post. This fellow gave acceptance through ordinary post. X refused, no, I won't sell. Since you don't follow the mode, then immediately Y filed a case. What makes the difference between ordinary post and speed post? Post only, na? I gave acceptance, ask him to sell. In the court, this fellow will take a plea of sentiment. Mr. Justice, in my life, anything to buy, anything to sell, only through speed post. It's my sentiment. Then judge will ask the why. What, mister? Why don't you give acceptance through speed post? Sorry, sir. I too have a sentiment. Anything to buy, anything to sell, only through ordinary post. Then what judge say? No sentiment in the court. What was the offer? Give acceptance through speed post. Since the condition not satisfied, your acceptance is invalid. That's why mode is there, follow the mode. Mode is not there, usual mode. What is usual mode? All are boarding the bus. Where to board? Into the bus or top of the bus? What all doing? You do, man. You don't do something uniquely, innovatively, creatively, never try. Because we are part of the society, we have to do that. Marriage. Who should perform Mangal Sutra? Boy or a girl? Okay. This boy was about to perform Mangal Sutra. The girl said, hey, just for change, do it, man. Boy excited. Wow, what a unique idea you got. And he gave Mangal Sutra to her and bowed the head. And she performed the Mangal Sutra. Will custom agree? Will society accept? That's why mode is there, follow the mode. Mode is not there, usual mode. What all doing, you do, man. You don't try something differently. Certain things, difference is accepted. Certain levels, it won't be accepted, isn't it? There. Next, third point. Acceptance must be given before the lapse of the time. Already we know this. Faced through an interview, selected as a CMA, received appointment order. Give joining report as on before 31st August, evening 6 p.m. There is a time. Before lapse of the time, we have to go to company, give the joining report. When time is there, follow the time. If you go on 1st September, will you get a job? Lapse of time. Acceptance must be given before lapse of time, if there is a time. If there is no time, reasonable time. What is reasonable time? It is the differ from one legislation to another legislation. As per the Negotiable Instruments Act 1881, what is the reasonable time to accept a bill? 48 hours. Hope you remember. Bill should be accepted from the time of order given within 48 hours. Otherwise, offer from the drawer will be automatically lapse. Reasonable time 48 hours only. One more example. I applied to company for shares. I paid application money. From the date of application filed, within the 60 days, give allotment. If I get allotment, give allotment letter. If I don't get allotment, refund my money. Within another 15 days, take 15 days time, that is 75. When I apply to company for shares, in case if I got allotment, give allotment letter within the 60 days. If I don't get allotment, refund within 15 days, another 15 days. I applied to company for shares on 1st January 2023. If I receive allotment today, is this reasonable time? No, almost 7.5 months. It is not a reasonable time. There is a reasonable time for everything. Are you understanding that? One more example. X says to Y, Mr. Y, if you pass your CMA first attempt, I will give 1 lakh. First attempt. There is a time. Pass exam, claim the money. There is a time, na? What is the next one? X says to Y, hey, pass your CMA during your lifetime. I will give 1 lakh. Lifetime means until death. Pass your exam during your lifetime, I will pay money. Which means, can Y take lifetime? No. First attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Somewhere one reasonably you have to pass, na? You can't take your own time until the last breath writing exam only. I think you are understanding what I am trying to say. Reasonable time, yeah. Okay, I wrote exam first time, failed, no problem here. Show me one person who was not failed during his lifetime, at least in one or other area failure will come. Not necessarily for education, isn't it? Somebody got a failure. There is no one in this world without a failure. And don't forget, everybody has to touch and experience the failure in one or other area. First attempt failed, no problem. But know yourself, na, first. Why did I? Where did I? Mistakes were committed. If I know myself, take the corrective action. Second attempt, pakka, I will pass my exam. Second attempt also failed, no problem. Third attempt. Don't take a lifetime, na? Reasonableness. I think all of you know English also one saying is there. 7 times you may fall, but not 8th time. You won't have sympathy also. Noticed any time? One fellow fall on the ground and everybody say, come on, get up. Get up. They will encourage and get up. First time, second time, 7 times fall, 8th time also fall. You won't have sympathy also. At first attempt you failed. Second attempt, the ground you have to understand, na? What is the situation? You have to understand why this is kidding. You have to understand where, what is the reason. Second attempt, third attempt, come out. I think you might have watched one movie. Who is that hero? Ravi Teja, I think so, Blind Man. That last climax movie, remember? He was being hit by villain. The mother said, he was not hit by you. He was assessing the location. He was accustomed to this. Yes. We also same here. First attempt I faced through an interview. Not selected. Does not mean I am a failure. But how many questions were asked? How many were answered? Where did I fail? Honestly confess. Correct yourself. Go for next interview. Pakka I will select it. Problem is, our people don't have attitude of correction. They blame everyone except correcting himself. There is a problem with you, man. First you correct yourself. You know your own mistakes. Accept it. Then see the life. First I have to accept my own mistake. Second, do the corrections on that, work on that. Next level, I go to next level. Nobody can stop me. Problem is ego factor. We are not ready. That will kill our success. Here also, acceptance must be given within reasonable time. Time is the does not mean that you can take until your death. No. I hope you understood this point. Next, fourth one. I don't think I need to explain this. Acceptance must be given by offeree. Example, specific offer. Specific offer. Only that person, specific class or a group of people, they only should give acceptance, but not all. Yesterday we have done. Next, acceptance may be given by any person. Best example, general offer. Already we know these 2 points. Able to correlate? Next, sixth one. See here. That case summary I am explaining. General manager of railway company and contractor. One contractor submitted a tender. Contractor submitted a tender. Tender is a standing offer to supply the coal. GM received the tender. GM received the tender. He wrote the word approved. Offer is communicated and it is accepted. By mistake, he kept that same acceptance letter in the drawer. He thought it is posted. Is there any contract between GM and contractor? No. Offer is communicated and it is accepted, but acceptance is not communicated. That's why acceptance must be communicated. Are you able to understand? Got the clue? Bodgan versus Metropolitan Railway Company. One contractor submitted a tender to supply the coal. GM received the tender, wrote the word approved. By mistake, he kept in the almara or a locker or a drawer. He thought it is posted. There is no contract between GM and contractor because offer from the contractor is communicated and it is accepted, but acceptance from the general manager of the railway company is not communicated. Hence, there is no contract. Am I clear? Next. Mere silence is not acceptance. Remember, friends, mental acceptance is no acceptance. Mental acceptance is no acceptance. There must be some external manifestation. Do something, say something, behave in a particular way. Mere acceptance is not, mere silence is not acceptance. How do we understand? X made a proposal to Y. I would like to marry you. Give your acceptance as on before 20th August. Otherwise, on 25th August there is a Subha Muhurtam. I come to your house for a marriage with a band and all. Y heard the statement. Y also willing to marry X. But nothing was communicated to X. Can X come to Y's house on 28th for marriage? If X come, what Y say? Did I said that I will marry you? No, that day I told you now, if you don't reply as on before 20th August, I presume that you have agreed. Come on man, go, you are a good person. Otherwise I call the police. Always remember, silence is not acceptance. Have you noticed any time, sometime, especially for boy kind, dad was talking to you, you won't reply? Noticed any time? He will say, come on, say something. I am talking with you, man. You were not at all single word, lot of resistance. While going, he will say to his wife, honey, talk to him. This man is impossible. After going, mother will ask, beta kya hua yaar? You should have spoke to your dad. Amma, if I say something, this man feel hurt. He is not ready to accept reality. If I say something, you will say that I am back answering. If I say something, you are saying that you are back answering. If I don't say, I am silent. I can't understand your husband. I don't know how you are bearing your husband. Sometime we will be very silent, won't speak. Because if I say something, opposite person will hurt. Better na? Remain silent for some time. But his silence is never be that you are accepting the whatever statements made by somebody else. There should be some external manifest. One more example. For mere silence is not acceptance. For this and I don't know. Best I take a support from movies. Old movies, did you see any time? Not so much old. 90s movies also. Engagement scene means boy was sitting on the chair like a lord or a god. He will be asked to sit on the floor or stand like a criminal. Those days then. They serve some food. This fellow is enjoying the food. They will ask, Babu, will you marry this girl? Yes, I will marry this girl. They will ask, Amma, will you marry this boy? What she said? Simply quiet with the right leg or left leg, she is painting something. The middlemen say, feeling shy, agreed. Feeling shy, agreed. Feeling shy, agreed. Feeling shy means agreed. Or she is unable to see that ugly face and bow the head. Who will understand her inner feelings here? Nobody will ask her. At least nowadays some freedom is there for choosing a spouse. And unlike earlier, she hardly speaks something. Isn't it? Their silence is not accepted, should say clearly. Say yes or no first. Then only something will happen. Isn't it? Thereby. Mere silence. Last one, guys, very important from examination point of view. What is agreement? Offer plus acceptance. Can I write like this? Agreement is equal to acceptance plus offer. First acceptance, then offer. See the last rule. Acceptance must not be precedent to the offer. I think last but one. Acceptance must not be precedent to the offer. Precedent means before. What is agreement? Offer plus acceptance. I want to write like this. Is this valid? Just impossible. First offer, then only acceptance. Otherwise, our acceptance is invalid. That's why first offer, then give acceptance. Already we know two situations if you remember yesterday's session. Mr. X lost his dog. Gave an ad in the newspaper. Any person who returns my dog, I give some reward. Without knowledge of advertisement given by X, his close friend Y traced the dog and returned. Here, Y's acceptance is precedent to X offer. Remember, same case, in offer chapter I said, offer is not communicated. Same case, here I am saying, acceptance is precedent to other person's offer. In both the places, same case, only two different interpretations you can draw. Are you able to sense? One more, I told principal, servant and nephew. N was missing. Principal asked the servant, go on to trace out my person. Servant went off. Later, principal gave an ad in the newspaper. Any person who returns my relative, I will pay some reward. Without knowledge of advertisement given by principal, servant himself traced the person. They came back. Subsequently, he came to know there was a reward. Will he succeed? No. Your acceptance is precedent to knowledge of offer. That's why your acceptance is invalid. Those two cases you can refer. Other cases here. X agrees with Y. Mr. Y, will you buy my car for 1 lakh? Y said, I will buy it for 70,000. X said, no, I won't sell for 70,000. Then Y said, okay, then I will pay 1 lakh. Now X said, no, I won't sell car to you. Advise Y, will he succeed? This is the case given for CA Inter 5 marks. Later, all professional institutions followed this case. First time appearance here. I repeat, X made a proposal to Y. Hey, will you buy my car for 1 lakh? Y said, I will buy it for 70. X said, no, 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 I won't sell. Then Y said, okay, then I'll give 1 lakh. Now X said, no, I won't sell. But Y filed a case. Since I have agreed to pay 1 lakh rupee, this man is refusing. Give direction, he should sell. Advise Y, will he succeed for a car? No. No reason, Nitya? Reason? Why no? Why no? Because first, what was the X of will you buy it for 1 lakh? He said 70. This is called counter offer. Excellent. Counter offer. In counter offer, original offer lapse. When you said 70, he already said no. Means his offer got cancelled. Now this fellow said, I will buy it. Your acceptance is precedent to other person's offer. That's why you won't succeed. So you have to write in such a way that acceptance must not be precedent to offer. In the given case, when X made a proposal to Y, Y said I will buy it for 70,000. This is a counter offer. In counter offer, original offer automatically lapse. But again Y said I will buy. Here his acceptance is a precedent to X offer. Hence there is no contract between X and Y. Am I clear? Sure. Now verify all the rules of offer and acceptance. Acceptance rules we have done now. Take it once. Any point to elaborate, you can ask me. All the 8 or 9 rules are verified? 8 rules. All rules are clear? Otherwise ask me, I'll elaborate it again if you want. Important from examination, application based questions will come. Sometime direct question. Explain the rules for acceptance. Okay na? Chalo, heading you write. Next heading. Communication. Communication. Communication of offer. Communication of offer. Underline, under that you write 2 points, A, B. Point A. Offer is communicated. Offer is communicated against offerer. Against offerer. When the letter of offer is posted. When the letter of offer is posted. Point B. Offer is completed. Point B. Offer is completed against offeree or acceptor. Against offeree or acceptor when he has received the letter of offer. When he has received the letter of offer. When he has received the letter of offer. Right? Second, communication of acceptance. Communication of acceptance. Communication of acceptance, underline, under that you write first point A, B, 2 points. Acceptance is communicated against offerer. Acceptance is communicated against offerer. Communication, I repeat. Acceptance is communicated against offerer when letter of acceptance is posted by offeree. Posted by offeree. Within the brackets, acceptor. Point B. Acceptance is completed. Acceptance is completed against offeree. Against offeree or acceptor when letter of acceptance is received by offerer. Okay, next, revocation, third point. Revocation, 2 points. Point A, B. A. Offer can be revocated. Offer can be revocated before it is accepted. Offer can be revocated before it is accepted. Second, point B. Acceptance can be revocated. Acceptance can be revocated before it reaches offerer. Before it reaches offerer. Then, yeah. This comes under section 4, 5, 6. Communication of offer, communication of acceptance, revocation of offer and acceptance. Let us see what is the meaning of communication. To whom I thought of communicating, if I am able to communicate, it is said to be communicated. Parties are face to face. I said, will you buy my car? Offer is communicated. You said yes. Acceptance is communicated. I telephoned to my friend, you are my agent for Karnataka state. He replied, yes. Over the phone, orally. The moment I said, you are my agent, communicated. He said yes, communicated. So what I am trying to say, contract can be made over the phone. Now question is, when conversation going on between the parties over the phone, if there is a disturbance in the network, no contract. Always remember, no contract. Sometimes you can see voice is breaking. We are unable to understand. No contract. You should ask opposite person, repeat. Otherwise, no contract, please. Now, I am at Hyderabad. You are at Chennai. I am writing a letter to you. Then these rules, whatever I have given. Take one example like this. X, Y. X wrote a letter to Y. Will you buy my Maruti car for 1 lakh? He posted the letter of offer on 1st March. Received by offeree on 5th March. Y posted the acceptance on 8th March. X received it on 10th March. Question is, when offer is communicated? 10th March. Okay, let us see. When offer is communicated. Okay, we'll see. Here is the X, here is the Y. First we have to identify who is the offerer, who is the offeree. You start with the offer. Who is offerer? X. When he posted the offer? When Y received it? 5th March. Okay. Now, continuation you write in a clockwise direction of acceptance. Acceptance was posted on 8th March. Clockwise you write. When X received it? 10th March. Remember always, first you have to identify who is offerer, who is offeree. Start with the offer, continue with acceptance. When offer was posted, under offerer's name you write. When offeree received the offer, that date you write. When acceptance was posted by offeree, under offeree you write. When it was received by offerer, under offerer you write. After writing this, what you can do, guys, remember, only for acceptance, keep cross multiplication. Only for acceptance, keep a cross multiplication. Then you will understand logic. Now see the rules once given to you. This situation you write first, then you will understand it better. Write down. X posted the letter of offer. X posted letter of offer to Y. Letter of offer to Y on 1st March. Received by Y. Received by Y on 5th March. Received by Y on 5th March. Y posted the letter of acceptance to X. Y posted letter of acceptance to X on 8th March, and X received it. X received it on 10th March. When acceptance is completed, when acceptance is completed against X. When acceptance is completed against X. That was the question. See, the arrow mark is very clear. That's why how to identify. Offer point of view, same dates as it is. When it comes to acceptance, we have to put a cross multiplication. It is very easy to write in. That's why that sequence we remember. Identify who is offerer, offeree. Start with offer. Offer dates as it is we are taking. Acceptance dates clockwise direction we are writing. After that, for acceptance only, put a cross multiplication. Now see what was the question? What is asking? When acceptance is complete against X. Against X, where is the arrow mark? That is the answer. Someone asks you, when offer is completed? 5th March. May I ask a question, sir? Nothing was given us, sir. Either X or Y. Always X only, mean Y only. Because offeree point of view, we have to write. Nothing, no need to ask anything there. When offer is completed, it is always from offeree point of view. Assumption. If it is from offerer point of view, they have to state. When offer is completed against offerer. If nothing is given means, always from offeree point of view. Offeree point of view, which date is there under Y? 5th. Right? One more example, you write and tell me, right? A posted letter of offer to B. A posted letter of offer to B on 22nd July. 22nd July. Received by Y on 25th July. And B post, that not Y, B and earlier point B. Received B on 25th July. And B posted the letter of acceptance to X. B posted, letter of acceptance to A. B posted letter of acceptance to A on 30th July. And A received it. And A received it on 2nd August. On 2nd August. When acceptance is completed. When acceptance is completed against B. When acceptance is completed against B. Now we have to do same process, we have to write. This chart and all not necessary honestly, isn't it? What I said, identify who is offerer, who is offeree. A is the offerer, B is the offeree. Start with offer. From offer point of view, we are writing when offer was posted by A, 27. When B received it, 25th. I said continuation clockwise direction acceptance we have to write. When acceptance was posted, 30th July. When A received it, 2nd August. What I said, for acceptance you put a cross multiplication. What was the question? When acceptance is completed against B. This is the B. Acceptance is here. Got the point? Any confusion there? Okay. Now guys, heading. Next point, verify. Revocation part is there. See, the two rules are there for revocation. Offer can be revocated before it is accepted. Rule, you know. You have received my offer, but it was not accepted. I have to call back. Did you receive my offer? Yes. But I am changed my mind. I don't want it to sell. I am very sorry. But before acceptance given, offer can be revocated before it is accepted. For example, I posted the letter of offer. It will take 48 hours to reach the offeree. After 42 hours, I have changed my mind. I don't want to sell. Faster than the letter. Telephone, fax, email, otherwise video calling. Nowadays air services are there, 1 hour journey. Go and communicate before offeree accept. Your offer can be revoked. For example, I posted the letter of offer. It will take 48 hours time. After 46 hours, I changed my mind. I gave the letter of acceptance through speed post or email. Email, one click reached. Which one is valid? The person received letter of offer, letter of revocation of offer at the same time. Person received letter of offer, letter of revocation of offer at the same time. I received both at the same time. Which is valid? Revocation. Excellent. Answer is which one he opens first. Please remember. Which one he opens first? Because he got both at the same time, na? Which is the offer, which is the revocation, he also don't know. Isn't it? Thereby, this is subject to answer. And ICAI guidelines are there. They said, which one he opens first? Sir, what is the guarantee he will be honest? Somewhere we have to trust the people. Beyond that, we don't have any test now. That's why I said, which one he opens first. That's it. Okay, na? Chal, not revocation, please. And other one is acceptance point of view verify. Acceptance can be revoked before it is reaches offerer. When offer acceptance was posted here? 30th. Against whom it is completed? Offerer. For offering, when offerer receives it. When is going to receive? 2nd August. So before it reaches offerer, your acceptance also can be taken back. Thereby, acceptance can be revocated before it reaches offerer. Once offerer received it, gone. You may ask a question. Sir, offerer received letter of acceptance, letter of revocation of acceptance, both same time. Same answer. Which one he opens first? Done? Next heading. When does offer come to an end? When does an offer come to an end? When does an offer come to an end? Any doubt? Nitya? Ask me, no problem. Okay, next. Write one by one, please. These are all comes under section 6. Section 6, first one. By rejection. By rejection. Second. Not accepted as per the mode given. Not accepted as per the mode given. Next. Lapse of time. Lapse of time. Next. Subsequent impossible, subsequent illegality. Subsequent illegality. Subsequent illegality. Next. Destruction of the subject matter. Destruction. Destruction of the subject matter. Next. Counter offer. Counter offer. Yeah, up to here verify. See the first one. When does offer come to an end? Revocation. Revocation means taking back, withdrawal. First one, by rejection. Will you buy my car? No. Offer got cancelled. Second one, lapse of time. Give your acceptance as on before 31st August. If you come on 1st September, offer got automatically lapsed. Third, mode is given, but acceptance was not given as per the mode. Offer will automatically get cancelled. Next. Subsequent illegality. When agreement was made, it's legal. Later, change in government policy, objective become illegal. X and Y. X is in Andhra Pradesh, Y is in Telangana state. X agrees with Y, I will supply 10,000 bags of paddy. Both the state governments are giving a permission. Agreement is valid. Already 5,000 bags are delivered. In the meantime, Telangana state government prohibited interstate trade of paddy. Subsequent impasse mean illegality. At the time of agreement, it was legal. Later, change in government policy. We have to follow government rules only. No one is above the law. Understanding this? Next. X agrees with Y. I will sell my apartment for 1 crore. Advance also paid. Before transfer of the property at Hyderabad, severe earthquake, all apartments were collapsed, including his apartment. Now what do I want? Either you transfer the property or pay back my money. Property already destroyed. How could you sell the property? Destruction of the subject matter. Offer automatically come to an end. Last one. Over. Counter offer. Already we know. In counter offer, original offer lapse. Already we know, na? Chalo. This is about offer and acceptance. Meaning of offer and acceptance, types of offer and acceptance, rules, communication, revocation. Anything is left? We have done total. Chalo. Next. Consideration. Consideration according to section 2, subsection D. Consideration also called quid pro quo. Consideration also called quid pro quo. What happened? Anything? What is the meaning of consideration? The literal meaning of consideration is something in return. Something in return. Something in return. Some benefit, some advantage, moving from one person to another person. According to Justice Patterson, what is consideration? Something which has some value in the eyes of the law. Something which has some value in the eyes of law. These two meanings first we try to understand. You go to a nearby shop, buy a mobile, giving the 1 lakh, taking the mobile. In return of the mobile, you are giving the cash. Other fellow, in return of the cash, he gave the mobile. Both have consideration. Consideration means something in return, some benefit, some advantage, moving from one person to another person. According to Justice Patterson, what is consideration? Consideration means something which has some value in the eyes of the law. It has some value. Example, right now, all of us taking oxygen. Are we? Is there anyone here not taking oxygen? Raise your hand. So, are we paying for it? So, oxygen in the air has no value. But one person admitted into hospital. Hospital authority provided the oxygen mask. Will they charge? That was the contention of Mr. Patterson. Something which has some value in the eyes of the law. It can be consideration. If I say, hey, if you pass our examination with All India rank, I will give 1 lakh. You said yes, you have passed. What is my consideration? passing of examination with all India rank. Passed examination with rank got any validity or not? Value or not? Means what I am trying to say, consideration need not be in terms of money. It may be kind. It may be kind. You remember, if you pass exam, I will pay. What benefit I am getting? Nothing. No monetary benefit. But what is my consideration? Passing of examination. That certificate got some value. If you marry X, I will pay 10 lakhs. What is my consideration? If you marry X. What is my consideration? Both got married. No in terms of money. It is a kind, acceptable. Okay? But I think you remember, at home you learn the definition, and section 2D you have to butify. What is the 2D? When, if you have a books with you, just refer it once. When at the desire of the promiser, promisee, or any other person has done, or abstained from doing, or does, or abstains from doing, or promises to do, or abstain from doing, such act or abstinence is called consideration for promise. Already you know this definition. Again, you learn it. From the definition, what is that we are going to learn? 3 points. Abstained, abstains, abstain. Which means the consideration may be past, present, future. Those 3 points will come in the interpretation. The definition, please butify. Now write rules. What are the rules for consideration? Rules, write one by one. Consideration must move. Consideration must move as per the desire of the promiser, proposer, or offerer. Consideration must move as per the desire of the promiser, proposer, or offerer. Second, it may move from promisee. It may move from promisee. It may move from promisee. Next, doctrine of privity. Doctrine of privity. Doctrine of privity means, continue, means contractual obligations. Contractual obligations satisfying. Contractual obligations satisfying between the persons. Contractual obligations satisfying between the persons. Under the two, right? Point A. A stranger to contract cannot sue. A stranger to contract cannot sue. Sue means filing the case. A stranger to contract cannot sue. Point B. A stranger to consideration can sue. A stranger to consideration can sue. A stranger to consideration can sue. Next, fourth point. Third point completed. Now fourth one. Consideration may be past, present, and future. Consideration may be past, present, and future. Consideration may be past, present, and future. Next. Consideration need not be adequate. Consideration need not be adequate. Next, it must be real. It must be real. Next, it must be lawful. It must be lawful. Okay? Up to here, first we understand. Then the remaining part I will continue. No consideration, no contract. See one by one. What is the first one? For that I am giving an example first, then we come to the rule end. Listen carefully. X made a proposal to Y. Mr. Y, will you buy my BMW for 1 crore? Y said, yes. Now tell me, who is offerer? Who is offering? Who decided this 1 crore? X means? Now see the first rule. Consideration must move as per the desire of promiser, proposer, offerer. You decided to sell, you decide. We go to certain shops and establishments. We can see fixed rates, no bargaining, which means the consideration already decided. Interested, you buy, otherwise no. It must move as per the desire of promiser, proposer, offerer only. First point. Second, X agrees with Y. Mr. Y, I will sell my car to you, BMW, if cost of the car is estimated by you. What X said? I will sell my car to you if cost of the car is estimated by you, which means offerer is asking the offeree, you decide. Y said, okay then, I will give 1 crore. Consideration may move from promisee, offeree, beneficiary. Right? For example, when X said, you decide the price. Y said, no, I can't. We are best friends. Tomorrow you may think that I was underestimated the price, undervalued rather. No. We do one thing, both of us go to judge. Who is the judge? Stranger, third person. Whatever judge said, we go for it. Chalo. They contacted the judge. Hey, estimate the value. Judge said 1.5 crore. Go ahead. Left to fix. Now see the point there. Second point, verify. It may move from promisee, that is Y, or from any other person. Any other person means stranger. Third person, na? Any other person means stranger. Are X is selling the goods, Y is buying the goods. Who is judge first of all? Third person, no way connected. Since parties are agreed, they can. Now you please remember consideration definition section 2D. When at the desire of promiser, promisee or any other person has done or abstained from doing. First two rules are taken only from definition. Means consideration may move from either promiser or promisee or even strange. Am I clear? Now, third point. Now tell me guys, listen carefully. X and Y both are best friends. Is there any contract between them? Yes or no? X and Y both are best friends. Is there any contract between them? No, just friends. Now, X made a proposal to Y. Mr. Y, will you buy my white horse for 20 lakhs? Y said, yes. Offer, acceptance, they are into agreement. First agreement, right? Offer plus acceptance is agreement. Is this agreement enforceable? Yes. Contract. Now what I am trying to say, with offer and acceptance, contractual relationship is created. Now see the meaning of a privity. Privity means contractual obligations satisfying between the persons. offer from X, acceptance from Y, they are into agreement. Now one word to say they are into privity. You can take that word. Privity means contractual relationship. How the contractual relationship will come? With offer and acceptance. Okay, no? So what is the meaning of privity? First you understand. That's what I am trying to say. You and me, is there any contract? No. Now I said, hey, will you buy my car? You said yes. Offer, acceptance, we are into agreement. Means we are into privity. Privity means relations are created. According to privity, two statements are there. Point 1. A stranger to contract cannot sue. Stranger means third person. When you are a third party to contract, you cannot sue. Statement is true. Say the same example. X agrees with Y. I will sell my horse for 20 lakhs. Y said I will pay. They are into agreement. They are into privity. Later, if Y fails to pay money, who can sue Y? Who can sue Y? X and Y both are entered into contract for sale of a white horse for 20 lakhs. Later, Y failed to pay money. Who can sue Y? Only X. Only X. Because contract is between X and Y. Privity between X and Y. The remaining entire world is called stranger. On behalf of the X, his wife, son, daughter, legal representative, agent filed a case. Will they succeed? No. I will ask only one question. Who are these guys? I signed with X. Let X sue me. Remaining all stranger, no? I am no way connected to that. Who is she? Who is he? I never knew. I signed with X. Let X sue me. Only one exception. If X die, different situation. Exception can't be rule. Isn't it? I have signed with you and you have signed with me. If I fail to perform, you can sue me, not others. Because remaining all strangers. That's why remember, a stranger to contract cannot sue. Only you can sue, not others. The rule is, if you are not a party to contract, you cannot file a case. Statement is true. Now second one. A stranger to consideration can sue. Now listen very carefully, guys. Now I am changing the role of Mr. X. X is a legal representative of minor. Agreement with minor is void. Minor cannot enter into contract. On behalf of the minor, who can enter into contract? His parent, guardian, legal representative can enter into contract. Same example, X is selling a horse to Y. But who is X here? Legal representative of minor. Contract is between X and Y. Privity between X and Y. Minor is a stranger. Yes, stranger. Third person only, no? But out of this contract, whatever money Y paid to X, 20 lakhs he paid, that money goes to whom? Minor is called stranger to contract, but he is a stranger to consideration. How he is a stranger to consideration? Assume if X is not a legal representative, X is selling the horse, Y paid the money, who will take that money? X will take. Now, if X is a legal representative, whatever money this fellow paid to X, he will transfer to minor. Here minor is called stranger to contract, stranger to consideration. In case Y is the defaulter, Not only X, even minor also can sue him. So rule is, a stranger to contract cannot sue. However, if you are beneficiary, you can sue. I repeat, a stranger to contract cannot sue. However, if you are a beneficiary, you can sue. Chennaiya versus Ramayya. One case law. I hope you remember that. Now I am changing the roles there. Mother, otherwise you can say mother, daughter, and P. Mother made a proposal to daughter. My dear daughter, I will transfer my entire property on your name through registered agreement, provided if you are willing to pay certain amount to my sister annually. This mother and P both are sisters. What mother said, beta, I will transfer my entire property on your name through the registered deed. But only condition is you have to pay certain amount to my sister annually. Some annuity pay to her. Daughter said, yes. Property got transferred. Later, daughter failed to pay money, stating that contract was between myself and my mother. She was a stranger, isn't it? I didn't get any benefit from her. Why should I pay? Relieve me from obligation. Court held, you have to pay. What was our mother proposal? If you are willing to pay certain amount to your aunt, then only she was ready to transfer the property. Your auntie may be stranger to contract, but she is beneficiary. She is a stranger to contract, but a stranger to consideration. Pay to her. I hope you got this. Chennaiya versus Ramaya, very familiar case. So, another example. You know HUF, Hindu Undivided Family. Business is led by one person called Karta or Manager. Members are called co-partners. Okay, na? On behalf of the HUF, contracts were made by whom? Karta. Karta versus outsider. Who are the outsider? Supplier, creditor, banker, customer, whatever. All agreements with HUF signed by Karta only. Contract is between Karta versus outsider. Privity between Karta versus outsider. A co-partner is a stranger. Yes, stranger. Out of this contract between Karta versus outsider, whatever outcome is there, that benefit goes to whom? Co-partner. If the outsiders commits any default, along with Karta, even co-partner also can sue them. Why? Because a co-partner is a stranger to contract, but he is beneficiary. A stranger to contract cannot sue, but a stranger to consideration can sue. Hope you are understanding. Next one. Consideration may be past, present, future. Past consideration also called executed consideration. Past consideration is called executed consideration. What is executed? When both the parties have performed their obligations, there is remaining nothing to perform. Contract is already done, over. After contract is completed, if consideration is moving, that is called past. Example, I told already, section 71, the responsibility of finder of lost goods. You find a wallet Address is there. By all the way go to true owner and return to him. Wallet was returned. Your job is done. But other person said, hey, take this 100 rupees. Take this 1000 rupees. After contract is completed, he is paying past consideration. Past consideration valid only in India. Remember, past consideration valid only in India. According to section 2D, in India, 3 considerations are valid. Maybe past, present, future. Whereas in England, there is no past consideration. In England, past consideration is not valid. In the examination, true or false question. Past consideration is no consideration. False. It is valid in India. Because we are writing exam in India, na UK na? Obviously India only. So in India, we have to generalize land of law. So consideration is valid only in India. 3 types valid. Past, after contract is completed. Present consideration, at present consideration is exchanged. Example, cash sales. One hand paid money, other hand taken the delivery. At present consideration is exchanged. Next one, future consideration. Future consideration also called executory consideration. Means the consideration is yet to move, still to move from one person to another person. I have agreed with you. I will sell my car for 1 lakh. On Sunday, pay money, take the delivery. Today agreement was made. On Sunday, you have to pay money. I have to give the delivery of the car. Consideration is yet to move, still to move. But whereas in India, 3 considerations are valid because of the definition, section 2D. Whereas in England, there is no past consideration. So, consideration may be past, present and future. And now guys, next one, consideration need not be adequate. Now tell me, what is the meaning of consideration? Something in return. That is the answer for this line. Consideration need not be adequate. Adequacy means sufficiency. What is the line? Need not be sufficient. Consideration means something in return, some benefit, something. Hey, you own this building, man. Market value 10 crores. Parties are ready to pay, table cash. Can you sell 10 crores of property just for 10 rupees? Nitya, your property, your wish. You have 1 lakh crore. Sorry. You want to sell it for 10 rupees? You can. Your property, your wish. Sir, can I sell for 1 rupee? Your wish. 50 paise. Your wish. You can. Sir, can I sell for 25 paise? 25 paise out of circulation. Okay, Google Pay is there. No. And it won't take in. They are transferring. Even the digital online transfers, when you go for even the rupees, it's not converting. They are transferring. So what I am trying to say, something, man. You purchased a BMW worth 10 crores. Can you sell for 1 rupee? Yes. Consideration need not be adequate. Selling the 10 crores of property for 10 rupees, that consent should be free. You must not be forced or compelled to sell 100 crores or 10 crores of property for 1 rupee. That is not there. No. Voluntarily, willfully, if you wanted to sell, you can sell. This phone is 70,000. If I want, I can sell for 1 rupee, my wish. It's my phone, no? Without that 1 rupee, if I give, it is a gift. Gift is not a contract. That's why remember, consideration need not be adequate, need not be sufficient. That's why something in return. Consideration means always you say, no, something. Something you give, man, no problem. Generally we see, no, Chief Minister take a salary of 1 rupee. Late N.T. Ramarao started this tradition and 1 rupee. Nowadays Jagan Mohan Reddy also will take 1 rupee. Chandrababu Naidu also took 1 rupee. Originally they deserve for some salary. They said we don't want 1 rupee. If you don't take that rupee, how to record your entry? You are being paid, na? Something you take. As if we paid for you. Then your services are measured. Consideration need not be adequate. Next. It must be real. What does it mean? It must not be illusory, vague, unambiguous. What does it mean? Hey, will you buy my car for 1 lakh or 2 lakh? It's vague. If you pass your CMA first attempt, I will pay certain amount. See the body language? Certain amount. How much? I said, if you pass exam, I will pay certain amount like this. You thought, solid, he will pay some amount. Rigorously practiced, passed. You came to me, sir, passed, pay money. You said you will pay this much. Each one I gave 1,000 rupees, have a cup of ice cream. Sir, you said certain amount like this. 1,000 is not certain. 100 is not certain. I didn't say anything. I said certain amount. You faced the CMA, interview, campus placement. Last question. What is our expected salary? Everybody will ask, no? What is our expected salary? You said, money is not important, sir. Work is important. Oh, you are not money minded, no, sir. But pay reasonable amount, sir. Okay. You are in, end of the month, all got a salary. You got a rupee 1. You rushed to manager. Hey, it seems by mistake 5 digits are missing here. You are expecting 1 lakh rupee. He said that day interview last question, I was the person asking you, how much salary you want? You said salary is not important. Then I thought 1 rupee enough for you. Hey, I too said that day, reasonable amount you pay. How much reasonable, man, you tell? 60, 70. Come again. Okay. 50. Somebody asked, you won't increase, they will reduce it. I know. Salary bargaining, somebody said, how much? 80,000? What? Okay, sir. 70. Why to reduce, man? Increase. 80. 80. Okay, 90. Come again. Come again. 1 lakh. Hello, are you okay? Absolutely, sir. But will you bargain like this? No, it won't happen, sir. Because we were bothering about job first. That's why we can't bargain. Then he said, underselling is a crime, my dear young boy. You deserve for 1 lakh. That's why never ask. If we have a talent, if we have the capability, demand, bargain. Bargain. Give me 1 lakh. Give me 1.5. But before you ask, think again. Are you really deserve for it or not? He will ask only one question. Okay, I am ready to give 1.5. Just to tell me, why should I give 1.5? Do you have answer? Don't say like others, I become an asset for you, I work like a workaholic person. Oh, nonsense. We don't want. Your answer should be unique and different. By listening that answer, you would say, not 1.5, I am ready to pay 2 lakhs for you. That should be your answer. Don't forget. Don't follow any interviews and here. People definitely this question people will ask. Why should I pay this much money? Do you have answer? That answer will make you to in or out end with that salary. I am not joking. But don't say others. Routine answer don't tell. Your answer should be something different. It should be always inspire opposite person excited. Yes. I got the right person. That is your attitude, your communication, the confidence levels, many parameters were there considered. What I am trying to say, consideration need not be adequate, but it must be real. Real means definite, not a vague amount. Fine. Next one, it must be lawful, which means it must not be unlawful, illegal, immoral. What is legal? Both of us do real estate business. Whatever income come, share equally. Legal, lawful. Hey, each one of you give me 10 lakhs. I see to that you become the CMA. Unlawful. Each one of you give me 10 lakhs. I see to that you become member of ICAI. Valida. How to become CMA? By giving money? No. Well, pass exam, then you become the member. This is unlawful. Both of us do smuggling. Whatever income come, share equally. Illegal. Object is illegal. Consideration also illegal. Bring the moon onto the earth. I will give you 1 crore. Object is impossible. Consideration also impossible. That's why it must be lawful. It must not be unlawful, illegal or impossible. Immoral at appropriate time we will discuss. Now verify all the rules guys once. Any rule to elaborate again you can ask me. Otherwise I will go ahead. Shall I? Right heading. No consideration, no contract. No consideration, no contract. Under section 25. No consideration, no contract. Under section 25. Write one case law. Abdul Aziz versus Mozam Ali. Abdul Aziz versus Mozam Ali. Okay. How to write introduction to this question? According to section 10, consideration is one of the essential element. What is the consideration according to section 2D? You have to write a definition. When at the desire of the promiser, proposer, offerer has done or abstained from doing or promises to do or does or abstain from doing or promises to do something, such an act or abstinence is called consideration for promise. Then you write, consideration need not be adequate, but it must be real. No consideration, no contract is a general rule in the Indian Contract Act under section 25, and then this case. 4-5 lines you have to write, then this case summary you have to quote. What was the summary of this case? One person promised to secretary of the masjid. One person promised to pay secretary of the masjid certain amount for the rebuilding, renovation of the masjid. One person promised to secretary of the masjid in writing, I will pay certain amount for the repair, renovation of the masjid. Later, X failed to pay. He promised to pay, Later, he failed. Then secretary filed a case. Advise the secretary, will he succeed? Tell me. One person promised to secretary of the masjid, I will pay certain amount, means a definite amount, for the rebuilding, renovation, repairs of the masjid. Later, failed to pay. Secretary filed a case. Advise the secretary, will he succeed? Answer is no. Reason? By paying something to the temple, church or a masjid for the repair, renovation, in turn, what he is going to get? Nothing. I go to shop, buy a chocolate, giving money, I am taking the chocolate. I am getting benefited. I purchased a mobile, I give the money, I got the mobile. I purchased a book, giving the money, taking the book, something I am getting back. In this case, if I pay something to the masjid for the repair, in turn, what I am going to get? Nothing. First case to declare, no consideration, no contract. You may ask a question, sir, by paying something like this for a temple, church or a masjid, you will get a salvation. After death, non-stop journey to heaven. Like a Gunturu versus Vijayawada, non-stop buses are there. Here also non-stop journey to heaven. Any guarantee the soul will go to heaven only? Any ISI, ISO certificates are there? But one thing is clear, I understood. That is, do good, be good. It comes back like a tsunami. Trust me. Trust me. Do good, be good. It comes back like a tsunami. In any other form, it may come to you. Definitely, it comes back. You do something bad, it comes back again tsunami. You have to face it. Life is what? What we give, we get back. That's why never ever think that I have to do some nonsense to somebody. Never. Okay, no? No, here no consideration, no contract. One more example. Kedarnath versus Gori Muhammad. Right. Second case. Here I can't remember. Yeah. In India, this was the first case. After independence only, this case was happened. Yeah. Second case, Kedarnath versus Gori Muhammad. Kedarnath versus Gori Muhammad. Gori Muhammad. In this case, because similar facts are there. Listen case. One person promised to secretary of the masjid, I will pay certain amount, that is 500 rupees, for the repairs or the renovation of the masjid. Believing the secretary had commenced the work, incurred 300 rupees. Then he said, give me 300. Means give me 500. The next said, I can't pay. No consideration, no contract. Then secretary filed a case. Court held, X has to pay 300. Balance amount, no need to pay. No consideration, no contract. For this 300 also, where is the consideration? Despite no consideration, you have to pay. Why? Because utmost good faith. Secretary has trusted you. If you don't promise that you will pay 500 rupees, you would not have started the work. Since you have promised to pay, he had commenced the work. Pay 300. Balance amount, no consideration, no contract. Now, what is the difference between Abdul Aziz case and Kedarnath case? Here, work was not started. Here, work already commenced. So that whatever may be the money they have spent, despite you don't have a consideration, you have to pay. One more example. You become the qualified CMA. Then you promise to your school management, I will pay rupees 50,000 to buy 2 air coolers in our college, in our school. You promised to pay 50,000 rupees to buy 2 air coolers. Water purpose. You are into agreement. Believing you, the management of the school already purchased one air cool water. Air cooler they purchased. In the meantime, you said, I have changed my mind, I am not paying. Now advise management, will they succeed for price of the one air cooler? You only took initiative, I will pay. Believing you, they started working. If they purchase the 2 air cooler, despite you don't have a consideration, you have to pay for it. I hope you are understanding what I am trying there. Questions will come like this and yeah. Once already signed, over. Otherwise, if you want, you can go for new agreement. Old agreement, you have to satisfy. You can't revise it. Fine. Next heading, exceptions. What are the exceptions to no consideration, no contract? Exceptions to no consideration, no contract. Under section, same, 25. Exceptions to no consideration, no contract. Write one by one. First one. When agreements made out of natural love and affection, when agreements made out of natural love and affection, write one case. Venkataswamy versus Rangaswamy. Venkataswamy versus Rangaswamy. Venkataswamy versus Rangaswamy. Second, for creation of agency, for creation of agency, under section 185, for creation of agency, under section 185. Next, for a completed gift, for a completed gift. Next, voluntary services, voluntary services. Next, promise to pay, promise to pay time barred debt. Promise to pay time barred debt. Promise to pay time barred debt. Next, charity, charity, charitable purpose. That's all. We see this in the tomorrow's class.